Hello, 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 and welcome to the Rumble and Roar podcast. I'm Lenoria, and it is Father's Day, guys, and I want to sit here and just talk about my dad just for a moment. I won't be long today. I just want to say Happy Father's Day to the real fathers, like my father was, a real father. You know, guys, anybody could be a father. Anybody could be a father. Any man could be a father. Let's say that. Any man could be a father. However, it takes a special person to be a dad. And my dad was very, very special to me. He taught me a lot of things. A lot of things that has carried me and is still carrying me. Everybody know that I'm a daddy's girl. Everyone, my parents and my daycare, every morning they pull up, I'm on the phone with my dad. At the end of the night, I talk to my dad. I talk to him every single day when he was here. He is not here now, and I just want to say Happy Father's Day to my dad who's in heaven right now. You know, when I was younger, I used to think my dad was so very strict. Guys, just so strict, because my sisters and I could not go anywhere. We could not go over to our friend's house, but they could come to our house, but they couldn't come inside the house. And he just did a lot of things that made it seem to me that he was just overly strict. But when I became an adult, and the things that he said and did, they were so on point. And I'm so glad that he taught me those things. He taught me a lot about guys and men. And with my husband, I would always run to him when Danny and I would be having a disagreement, because I feel that men are from another planet. They just don't understand, and they lie all the time. But I would go to my dad, and he would say stuff like, Nora, you know, we do 90% of the stuff we do to satisfy you guys. I said, Daddy, okay, I get it, but lying is not one of them. Why do y'all lie? He said, honestly, we do to, you know, so we won't have to argue and things like that. I said, no matter what you tell me, no matter what you tell me, lying, it should not be in the equation. He said, yeah, you're right. However, certain things, we do these things because we do care about you guys, and we just don't want y'all to feel like, okay, just be angry, so we'll just tell a quick lie. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll let that one go. My dad, he was the man that would never raise his voice. I know that is, you guys are probably thinking, well, I'm sure when he got mad, he raised his voice or he yelled. My sisters and my brothers can vouch for this. My dad would not raise his voice for anything. I remember, guys, and he always taught me, I know I'm bouncing around, but I'm trying to remember all the stuff he told me. He always taught me to make sure that a man respect you, no matter what he has, how much money he has, or his title, or whatever it is. Make sure that he respects you. And that's one thing I know, that he truly respects my mother. And he wouldn't allow anyone to disrespect her. I'll never forget, I was really young, and my dad, military. I don't know if you guys know anything about military. Military people do know what I'm talking about, but some of you guys might not. However, when you pull CQ is a duty that you do overnight, and my dad had pulled CQ. And when you pull CQ and you're off the next day, you're sleeping the whole day darn near, because you just pulled the all-nighter. And I'll never forget, I was in my room. I heard a guy knocking on the door. My dad was in his recliner. And now, let me say, he was angry, guys, but he still never raised his voice. It was so funny. I'll never forget this story. He somebody knocked at the door, and I'm in my room, and I heard my mom go to the door. She answered the door, and she was talking to this guy. And back in the day, it was a bill collector, guys, and he wanted some money. I guess mama then was behind in whatever, but he wanted my mother to pay. So my mother said, look, my husband had CQ last night, and he said that he was going to make the payment when he gets up today or first thing tomorrow, but right now he has to get his rest because he's exhausted. This guy got smart with my mom and said, y'all done, you took long enough. Now guys, it's not verbatim because it's been many moons ago, but I do remember what my dad did. You know, you don't forget what your mother and father do, especially when it impact your life. And I was like, oh my gosh. The guy told my mother something like this: well, it doesn't matter, we want the money, we don't let you guys wait long enough, and you need to fork up the money. Maybe not in my words, but those are my words, but it was something like that. Guys, my dad, I know he was snoring. He was in a deep sleep. All men know what I'm talking about, especially military men. He was in a deep sleep. When that man came to the door and disrespect his wife, after she told him in the kindest voice, the nicest way, that, sir, we're not trying to dodge you, we're just, you know, he had CQ, he's gonna pay you. And that man disrespect my mom and said, I don't care what he had, you need to give us this money right now. My dad opened his eyes, y'all. Don't disturb a man. It doesn't matter if you're a military man, if you are construction, if you work for the phone company. When a man is sleeping, let him sleep. You definitely better not wake him up with some BS, and definitely not be messing with his woman. My father opened his eyes, went to the door. My mother moved to the side, and he said to the guy, didn't my wife tell you that I was sleeping? And he said, yes, he did. I mean, she did. However, we need this money. We done already waited long enough. You guys said you were going to pay it, so you need to pay it. He said, but when my wife told you that, why don't you just take what she said and wait till this afternoon or tomorrow? But you disrespect her and telling her, go get the money, and you were, you know, strong-arming her. You don't do that to somebody's wife. He said, wait a minute. Let me go in the room and get your money, because we don't want this to happen ever again. My father, guys, is talking just like I'm talking right now. A even tone voice. This is how he talked all the time, even when he's angry. He said, well, let me go get your money so I can go back to sleep. My dad went into the room, got his gun, came to the door and put it to the guy's head. No lie. I know this is terrible, but it was back in the day. And my dad was like, is this what you want? Because this is what you're going to get if you come to the door and disrespect my woman or my house like this again. The guy took off running, ran down the hill. I am in my room looking out the window, watching this guy run down the street. No lie. Cannot make this story up, guys. It did happen. When the guy ran away, my dad closed that door, laid back down, and went right back to sleep. And my mother went in there and just did what she does, whatever she was doing. That's how my dad was. He didn't raise his voice. He would protect my mom. You cannot disrespect her. And that taught me to not take any disrespect from actually anyone, but especially no man. He told me not to, because I'm not here to be disrespected. He was such a good father. And I know this might sound crazy, guys, but someone that had a father like mine would understand what I'm saying. My dad taught me a lot of things, and he has done a lot of things for me. However, and I'm not ungrateful. I'm so grateful for my father, and I miss him with all of my heart and then some. He crippled me. And when I say crippled, my dad gave me everything I wanted. Things, I could not want for anything. I could say, Daddy, I want this. He'd get it. Daddy, whatever. My dad gave me any and everything. This is as a full-grown adult, guys. When my dad was alive, I I did not worry about a bill. I didn't worry about anything. He was just there. He did it all. And not to put everything out, but I remember when my husband, he had surgery, and that surgery put him down for a while. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? You know, I was working. Of course, I had my business, but it needed both of our incomes. And I was just panicked. And my dad was like, don't do that. Don't cry. Why are you crying? And I was like, Dad, I'm crying only because I'm trying to figure stuff out. The savings will last probably 6 or 7 months, but other than that, what am I gonna do? This is gonna take a long recovery, this, that. And I was just, you know, just talking, and my dad said, don't worry about a thing. Long of the short, my dad took care of me and my husband. He might not like for me to say this because men are so proud, but it's not like he could control this. He had surgery and he couldn't do anything, you know, about it. But my dad told me not to worry, and my dad just took care of us for maybe a year or so, and didn't ask for no money back, didn't ask for anything, just paid all the bills. When I tell you, as a grown woman, my dad would say, Nora, go check your account. I put something in there. And this would be every single month. Go look, I just put some money in your account. Go look in your account. And anything I wanted, he gave it to me. That's what I mean by he crippled me, because now that he's gone, guys, it's not like I can something could come up. I mean, we're handling our business. My husband and I, we're you know, he's back, he's doing good, and my business is doing good. Thank you, Jesus. We are handling ours. However, there is nothing like having a mother or father, and they're your crutch. You don't worry for real, because you know, if just in case you might not have it, they're going to be there. That's how my dad was. And now that he's not here, I do have it, but that comfort, that crutch, that knowing that, okay, if I mess up, he can't bail me out, guys, that is just, it's something. It's something. I don't really know what to say, but your parents can handicap you, and mine did, because it's like now, it's like you better, you know, do what you have to do, because daddy is not there to, you know, give it to you. And I know I babbled and I went on and on. I just wanted y'all to know how wonderful he was and is to me. Let me see. I'm trying to think of stuff, guys. My dad was just wonderful. Just wonderful. I miss him, and I know I said that already. And for all the men that are really good men, when I say good fathers, I don't want to say men, we're talking about Father's Day. Good fathers who is really taking care of your child, spending time with your child, leaving a legacy. And not everybody leave a legacy, so we don't want to go there, but just making sure that your child is okay, and not just having that child here and you do nothing with them. And that's just terrible. You being a father, because that's all you are, is a father. Like I stated in the beginning, any man can be a father, but to be a real dad, it takes a special person to be a dad. And that means to do everything you can for your child, to make sure your child's needs are met, paying child support. And I never had to worry about that. However, I would think that when we think of child support, we're thinking about just money. That's a big part of it, because you need it to support, to help with this child. However, child support is the whole meaning of the word support. You could be there, help out, take the child out to do things and bathe the child. That's not just a mother's job. A father can do that as well. I know some fathers who do, most of the stuff. Like they look for the mothers to do it, but there are some dads that do more because they're stay-at-home dads, and you know, the ones that are not, even though you work and you do things, you could still do a lot with your children. Notice them, talk to them, fathers, and let them talk to you, and just be there for them. That's what I want to say. I'm going to not try to go on and on. I just know that Father's Day is special to me, just like Mother's Day was. However, I can get through Father's Day a little better than I did Mother's Day. I guess because my husband is the father, and he's a good father, and I don't forget my dad, but while I'm doing things for him and making sure he's okay on Father's Day, is not as bad as Mother's Day for me being a mother. And Mother's Day was terrible for me, but I do everything for him. I mean, I wait on him hand and feet because he is a really good father. He is there for us, and I just want to say happy Father's Day to, let me not be bad, happy Father's Day to anyone who's a father. However, if you are a good father, somebody who is there, who is not absent, happy Father's Day to you. Thank you for tuning in, guys. As always, feel the rumble and listen to the roar, and I'll see you next time. Happy Father's Day, guys.